Okay, so what that persistence class is, so you can do all my CRUD operations. I mean create, update, read and delete my table entries or my table data in programmatical way using classes. Okay, why it's when we have all this modify, delete, all these statements, why we are doing this using this persistence class? So in the generic use, suppose for example there are certain frameworks. So for example, if I go to SD or my material master, there is something called pricing. Okay, so this pricing, what will happen, uh, suppose for my each and every material, its pricing is on my material level. Okay, so there are some pricing codes, pricing procedures, all these details will be stored in some kind of backend tables. Okay, so instead of modifying all this directly, so if we are creating a persistence class on this, so it will take care of all these modifications through some GUIDs. Okay, so let me take an example. Already created one big example actually. First I'll show you what table I have used. It's a very simple table, some customer table for business object key. So I just put in say, three name fields, very simple. So customer number, name and address. Okay, now directly instead of modifying all these table entries, I created a persistence class, then called that persistence class in my program. So that is how I did it. So let me go through the steps. So once you create the table, so this is normal process on a transparent table. I created a persistence class for this. So let me go to SC24 GCL customer persistence. I just created it. I'll just show. So if I create it as a persistence class, okay, if I give a persistence class, there are some interfaces we'll have to add. IFOS state. So this is one we'll have to add. This is a mandatory step. So in persistence class, we'll have to just follow these steps to make sure my code is properly handled. So IF interface OS state. So this is one we'll have to add. So if we add this, so there are some attributes. This will come from a table. Okay. And these methods also will come based on what are the fields I am adding. Okay. So how to add table to this class? So this will not come by default. Okay. So once I come to my persistence class, I should go to the step, go to persistence representant. So this one I'll have to come here. Then here I will have to add my table. So if you see this, this is the class. So I have added these three fields to make sure my persistence works. Okay. Then this is the table. See, if this is the table, this is the class. These are the three fields. So just save it here and say what all my attributes I will have to show. So you see, customer number, it's public. It's a business key. I mean, this is the drop down. We'll have to set it. Okay. So these GUIDs and key numbers will be generated by the system automatically. So similarly for other two fields, see this is just a business key, okay, and attribute value should be there. So these two they are used as business key. My customer number and my customer name. My address is my attribute value. Okay. So as in case suppose I add another field in this and you want to manage it through my persistence class, you can just add my field in my table, come here, add my field name, whether it should be my business key or my normal data, you can give it here, and then these are the generator steppings. Okay, so you can just activate it and all my methods for each field will be created there. So if you want to insert another table structure here, you can add it. Okay, these are the features we have to create a persistence class. What methods will be available? Okay, so these 1 2 3 4 and 5 will always come from my interface, these 5 methods. Okay, so this is for set and get. So set and get, as I said earlier, it is like it will dynamically take the structure of my table, and get is for my reading data. So CRUD operations, 4 operations, right? So mapping would be So card operations create, okay, update, read, delete. So these are the basic four card operations, okay. So for create it is get, for update set, okay, maybe for in it is like invalidate, read is again sorry, create it should be get. So update and create we can handle through set, or we'll see what exactly we have created. Okay, so now these are the methods. So when we give multiple fields, this individual field methods will come up. So in my persistence, I have given like I can edit. See this is a key field, business key field. So that creation of this and updation will be taken care by the system itself. We will not have separate method for setting that value. So for three fields in my table, I have three read methods. So if you see read attribute CADR. So I'll have three read methods, and for setting I'll have only two because this is my key field. We will not be able to handle it. The other two we can handle it. Okay. So this is how my persistence class looks. So this is my front class they have put. So CCB, this is a factory class again. So there are CA, CB, CC. Just multiple classes, the base agent persistence class. So because this is a customer, we have put some this is a framework class, so nothing too much that is for specific table. Actually it is not something related to my standard process. This is of the framework class. So I'll try to use all my events. These are the things. This will also come from an interface. So I'll just open the program which I have written. C per persistence, okay. So what I have done here is I have just given all these customer number three fields, okay. Customer number, name and address, customer name and address, and what kind of operation I'll have to do. So these are my four operations possible on my table. So all this I have just given. So based on this operation, it will pick the logic and start. So we'll see one by one what are the how we can do the logic. Okay. So first is my so based on this radio buttons, create, read, update, and delete. By default, it is going to none because no action is performed. So if I say create persistence, okay, I have just put in four different performs. One is create, read, update, and delete. So let me go to create first. Okay, in my create persistence, okay. So there is something called, this is a procedure. This is some completely procedural programming. Nothing logically we are putting it here. So there is a actor class. So which is called my, see, this is my actor class. Just now I showed it. CA, CB, base class and actor class. There are two classes. Okay. So in this my interfaces we have all this. Okay. OS factory, CA service, persistency and instance. We'll have to mandatorily put it. No, like we don't have any other option. So this is generally developed on framework level. So that is the reason it looks a very big procedure actually. So I have my class agent here. Okay. So the class agent I'll just declare as my CA, and CB is my base class. So what I'll do is I'll declare references of two. One is my actor class as well as my persistence class. So actor class, what it will do is it will see only my database operations my persistence class does. Other operations anything is available that is done by my actor class. Okay. So first I'll go back to my persistence. So for actor, if we go we'll see what are methods available. Okay, if you see, so there in create itself there are multiple. See, create by key. So create, if you just create persistence, it will just create a record. If you want to specifically create a record with the business key what we gave there, so using business keys option we have. So all these methods by each operation will have multiple for each operation we'll have multiple methods. So some are exits. So this is a very big class actually, my agent class. So by using it, you can just directly create. On interface, we have some create CUD operations as well as my class level. I have some methods. Okay, in the base class, I have implemented this. Okay, so let me go back. I'll go to the program. So in my create, I just get my create persistence. So in this, what will happen is this customer number is my parameter here. So this is my model pool programming. So I am taking value of my customer number and creating a persistence based on my uh, based on my customer number and creating a persistence reference. So with this I can just try. Okay, then I can just see I'm setting the customer name from this. Okay, then this one, these are my standard exceptions. So if the object not found, this is my first field. Okay, I have put everything in try and try. This is first set. Okay, for my first field. Pretty printer. Now you'll understand better. Okay, I'm trying to create my name. If it is not found or it fails, I'm just giving an exception. Then I'm creating my address. Okay, then complete my on my create persistence. If any exception is coming, I'm catching it here. So this is the just exception handling what we did in the previous sessions. Okay, so try and try catch. So this is my create persistence. So this will create my record. Let me execute it. See, I'll just show an example. So one by one operations I'll do. Better I'll explain all the code. Then we'll go to my execution. So this is on create persistence. Similarly, read. So first we'll have to get my get persistence. So this will get my reference. If you see with my actor class, I'm getting all my references. Then I'm receiving it to my person. That is my implemented class. After that, I'll just start my operations, whatever it is. This will be a common step. Okay. Now, if my person is not initial, so if I'm getting the reference based on my customer number, I'll just show it. Otherwise, I'll say, boss, this is not found. So this is for read. Now I'll just get one by one field name. So this is on the field level operation. Okay. So now I'm trying to get customer name based on my customer. Where is this customer number? So if I say take this customer number, so this my actor class, what it will do is it will give all my references. Okay, let me show it in debug mode one so that you'll understand better. So this is for get persistence, then read the values from my table. So two field values, I am reading it. Then update is same. You will just do set cname. That set methods you will see. You will get my reference based on my customer number. Then set customer name, set address. Again exceptions. No difference. Now delete same. I'll directly based on my customer number. I'll delete my persistence. So this is simple. All four CUD operations. I'll show maybe using one example. So I'll put breakpoint here. This is my, okay, I think it's not active, sorry. So based on my SciUcom, I'll see, okay. I'll see the table first, as is 16 and Z person. entries. Okay, so what I'll do is now I'll give customer number 456 sorry 456 customer name, customer address. Okay, now I'll just create first. So let me execute it. Okay, so 456. Okay, I'm just executing it. So first I'll just see my ServerUdemy contains my, this is system field asset. It will contain my whatever command I am giving. Okay, so it says PR radio buttons. Okay, these are my radio button values. First is for create. Okay, so I'll just go into the create one first. Okay, then letter. Okay, I think it is not executed. Okay, some issue with my screen values. Let me change it. I'll just change the flow. ServerUdemy online FCI. I'll just go to this perform directly. Perform F12. So this is like go to statement, debugger, go to statement. Shortcut is Shift F12. So this is what it will do is, it irrespective of what conditions are there, it will just directly come here. Okay, now I'm creating it. It comes to my create persistence. Okay, now actor class I have already declared. So this is my actor class. ZA, it's a reference. We already taken the reference. It will be in my beginning. See data actor, type ref2, then create object. So both objects will be created. Actor and persistence. Oh, sorry. This one is already created, actor class. So that is the reason we get it here. So I'll just, what I'll do is 456 person. It will create a persistence. So you will see how that looks. Person. So it's a ZCL pers. This one. This is the instance. If I see here, so it will say customer name is 456, and these two values are still blank. Okay. So this record is ready to get written. So if person is not initial, it will say set this name using this character customer name. So no exception. This is set. Then person address, I have just put it as address. So commit work, what I said, right? Once any operations you are doing on my database level, after commit work only, it will go and sit in my actual database. So that is just, they're clearing my inputs. Done. Error in my system because of my commit work. That is okay. Done. So let me see if the record is getting created. See, 456 customer name, customer address. This got created. Okay, so similarly, we'll do for read is anyways fine. It is just a read operation. I'll just put it again. I'll just change it. So it is 456. Execute. I think the events are wrong, so that is the reason they're not getting triggered. It is always ONLI. Okay, I'll just go to read, go to statement. So it will also here the same again get persistence. This time I have my customer number, so my that particular instance should come out. That is the expectation. Okay, so if you see name, these are there, they are getting cleared because we'll have to push the values back. So if I see my person, see my instance is already there. So it has already all these values. So it has got my value back based on my persistence. Okay, get cname, it will just push it. I'm just overwriting it actually. Pname address. So it is like we can push it to other fields also. That's not a problem. So it's a customer name and customer address I set, but customer number is not coming because I have cleared it. Okay. Now this is read operation. Let me try updating it. So everything here is using persistence. So I'll just put update. So I'll just go back, update persistence. So same again, I'll have to get my instance. So this procedure is always same for any operation. We'll have to get my instance first, get persistence. This is common step. Now I'm setting cname. So even create and update, only difference is will in get will just, I mean, in reading or updating operation, we'll get the instance of my person, the key field, then we'll set or delete the values. Now I'm just getting this. Okay, I'm just exporting. See, if you observe, there is no importing value, only export is there. Means it is exporting to my table. We'll see inside what it is happening. So one method, I'll just go set name. See, set right axis. So if the values are different, it will just update. If values are same, so I already updated it, that's the reason it didn't go inside. If values are different, it will go inform the class angel and accept handle exception. So this state change will actually go to my agent class and do my database operation. Now this will have been changed. Okay, update. See, customer updated, UPD. Then now I'll delete it. My 456, because now delete is only based on my customer number, so not to worry about other fields. Delete. See, based on my person number 456, what in my input value, it will delete and commit work. That's it, simple. Delete persistence. Done. No operation is required. So this entry should be deleted in my database table. See, done. So I have performed all my CRUD operations: create, update, read, and delete through my persistence class. See, here I have not written any line of code to modify my database entries. It's only using my agent class as well as my persistence class. And I have written in my SE38 report. That's it. I have not written any database object level code. Okay, so that's on my persistence class. You can just use this example. So because in the initial state it will be a bit confusing. So you can just note down this table. ZCUS person is my table. ZCUS persistence is my report. So from this you can navigate to my class. ZCL is what I have created. The other class is agent class. ZCA should be there. ZCA customer persistence. Okay, just note down these classes and you can go through once. Okay, no other thing is required. If you just go through the process, just following the process. So creating is taking a bit time, but if you see my SE38, it's very simple. For all my 4 options, I'll call my 4 different methods and done. But creating this will take a bit time. That's it. Okay, so that's on my OOABAP. I think I have covered almost everything what I have thought of covering. So today we'll discuss one additional topic, something called ALE IDOCs. Okay, so this I'll give a basic overview of that so that it will be like you'll at least know what is what. Okay, so there are two types. See, if you want to communicate or pass data between two systems, either you can do through RFCs, that is for like what you can say, the creation and manipulation of data. But if you want to pass some data between two systems, we have different techniques. Let me cover. Okay, I have maybe one system, another system. Okay, so the communication will be two ways, either from this system to, sorry, wrong one. This is my system 1 and this is my system 2. So you want to pass data between these two systems. Okay, now uh, this is one way and this is another way you can pass the data. Okay, so there are multiple techniques here. One is what you can say is ALE. So that common terminology is ALE IDOCs. So I'll just explain a bit and we'll get into the system. So AL is nothing but application link enabling. Okay, IDOCs is intermediate. What happened? Intermediate documents. Okay, so in different systems, this transmission medium will be different. So AL is one. So generally the common terminology is EDI is what they use. Okay, electronic data interchange. This is a common terminology people use. So sometimes what happens, this is purely used case basis. So if I want to connect two systems, we have multiple ways. Okay, so here two systems I said because it might also be two clients. Okay, suppose I have an SAP non-SAP or SAP or SAP one client and SAP different client, or in the same landscape we have two different. So these are all are my different use cases. Sorry. So based on all these permutations and combinations, we have different ways. There will be another system coming up in between these two. Okay, this is called PIPO. PIPO. This is separate SAP module. Okay, process. I think it is process integration. I'm not exactly getting that. PIPO is what they'll be in between two systems. Okay, so in PIPO, the maximum possible scenario is a SAP to non-SAP system. This is what almost 90% of the cases I saw. Okay, so there are different systems called Salesforce, maybe another third-party web applications, .NET systems. So they will integrate with it. PO will be in between that system and this SAP system. Let me consider this is my SAP system. Okay, and this is my non-SAP system. Okay, now I'll speak everything respect to my SAP system only. Okay, now in my SAP system, if it is going out of my SAP, it says outbound, means it is going out. Then the other one would be inbound, means it is incoming. Very simple, like your phone, outgoing and incoming. So it's outbound and inbound. The data direction, sorry, typo. Okay, now this is the basic overview of I have multiple systems in place. Now to create this ALE, there are a lot of configurations. Okay, so you create a logical system, that is a basis configuration you can say, but just for knowledge we'll see what are those. Okay, so there should be a connection between these two systems. Okay, so that is called maybe some through SM59. I think I have covered those. Let me check the T code. SM59 data, yes, SM59. See, configuration of RFC connections. Okay, this will take care my SAP or non-SAP. It will just connect between these two systems. Okay, then I think that should be fine. Now coming to my SAP system, I'll just make sure this is my part of discussion now. So everything is out. So for me it is outbound and inbound. Okay. So what will happen? This PO system, based on what structures they are giving. Suppose if it is a complete custom development, like you don't have any standard solutions, then we'll go for proxies. Okay. Or if you have some standard IDOCs, you use IDOCs. So it's again a used case. So first preference would be I should check if I have any standard IDOCs. So there are certain, for example, there are certain standard IDOCs, mat mass for material master. These are all IDOC types. Material master. Okay, then cream mass. This is for customer master. So there are certain standard ones. We'll see one by one. Okay, so if all the standard fields come into my consideration, you can use the standard. Maybe if some custom fields are there, you can just like enhance my IDOCs and by creating custom ones. Or if it is complete custom, they'll prefer proxy. See this decision of making either a standard IDOC or a custom IDOC or a proxy, these will be purely architectural decisions. As a developer, will not have any scope in this decision making. So it will come from an architectural level. So this, just for basic understanding, we'll know this. Okay. Now we'll cover the basic T codes for all this. Okay. So I'll start with my IDOC monitoring. So if I want to see the system T codes, sorry, if I want to see the IDOCs in my system, it is W02.
Raj,
Yes,
what is the role of a functional consultant in IDOCs?
nothing.
If a interviewer asked you that, what did you do?
Okay,
Can you
based on
explain that?
interview perspective, so you can say like
Yeah.
I worked with the PO team or my interface team to make sure all my data
Mhm.
is coming properly. That is one. But on configuration level, you will not have anything. So in my now out of my SAP system, my PO consultant will take care. In my inbound SAP system, either it's through IDOCs or a proxy, so that has some functional what to say, functional description. I mean, how it functions, I'm not saying the functional consultant, but how it works, there is some a big session on that. Okay, I'll just share that details. So if you want to exactly differentiate between proxy and IDOC, it is purely on my used case basis. So if you have some master data, for example, if you are creating business partners, okay, there is no standard IDOC for business partners, so you'll have to use proxies only. There are some custom data, what you can say. I'll just show in system, okay. So those
Mhm.
decisions will be taken on my architectural level. So maybe as a senior functional consultant, you will have a role saying, okay, you want to go with this or not. At a go no go call, you can take it up.
So, in other words, I mean, I can explain that I'll just handle the IDOC monitoring. That's it.
Monitoring, yes, or custom development. See, in IDOCs again, there are some standard and custom ones. Okay, so if you see here, even EDA is separate one. So file transfers, all this will be happening. So if interfaces are through file transfers. Okay, files. This is one I'll have to just show once. Just a minute. It is there is something called A11. I'll just show all this application server. So if it is on a structured data transfer, it will be IDOCs or proxies. EDI, but I'll just in raw files I'll just transfer my data. So if you see here, file transfer reference. So I can just some raw files inside this. No IDOC selected. Okay, no, nothing is there. So let me see if I can find out any IDOCs. So that is purely on my used case basis.
Mhm.
So if you need more details, I'll give a specific documentation regarding ALE. Okay, it's a big kind of what you say. These configurations are also there. I can share that, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So if you come to my IDOC monitoring, this is my W02. So if I execute, there are two different IDOCs. See, outbound and inbound. Okay. So this is my, if you see, this is my, these are my IDOC types. So I just cremas, matmas, I was telling, right? Material master. Uh, this is customer master. Okay. So if you see, generally, this is my IDOC queue. Okay. So this is my IDOC number, what kind of segment, status, whether it's processed or not. Okay, let me show what are status. These many statuses are available. So around 69 statuses. Okay, so almost like around 50. It will be for my outbound, I guess. Okay, outbound. So other half will be my inbound statuses. So it's around 50, I guess. Okay, IDOC added, yeah. 0 to 50, these are statuses system defined, I think custom defined. Okay, so this will be my, based on what happened in my system, it will show the status. Okay, this one, what is my partner? This is my terminology, like to which partner you are sending to my IDOC. If you double click this, let me go on one basic type. These are some terminologies in my IDOCs: basic type, IDOC type, message type. So we'll see one by one what it is. Okay. So this is the basic navigation. So if I double click on this, it will lead to my IDOC. Okay. My IDOC will have three different set of records. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. One is my control record. So it will have all my data control. So what is the type of info? So here you have basic type. Okay, basic type means what kind of, see, these are my basic types. These are some configurations done. There are some transactions like W21, W20. Those transactions are listed. Okay, so this is my basic type. Then my extension will come into picture. It is like same as my enhancing my table. So this is already available. You want to add some more data to it, you can add that extension type here. So that will come. It is just for info. You cannot edit anything here. It is just for your info. And what is my partner? To which partner you are sending it? This is the port. This is purely configuration, and this is my partner. Okay. So what is a partner type? It is a logical system. So this partner should be available in my SM59. SM59. So it's like I should have a valid connection with this partner. Let me see. Okay, this is a logical system, huh? Okay, logical system. I'll have it ls partner number. So this is sender information. Our information it is. Okay. There should be one T code for logical systems. I just forgot it. Let me try to recollect it. Technical info. This is completely fine. Logical preferences message type. Okay. Logical system. Okay, let me check what is the T code. T code for logical system SAP. BD54. Okay, it is not out. BD54. Yeah, so here the logical system we can create. Okay, so let me put this partner number AP receive, whether it is there ZAP receive should come in. So this comes under my configurations only, nothing to worry much. This will be all my prerequisites. So generic nomenclature here should be system. This is wrong nomenclature they have used. Naming standard. What was that? ZAP receive. See, AAP receive. This is what my logical system name. So why they give here is, this is just for an identification. So this is part of one part of my configuration. Generally, the logical system name should be system ID, SID, CLNT. This is common. My client number. This is how the logical system name should be always. This is the naming convention we'll have to follow. Here, nothing, it's not followed actually. Okay. So this is for my logical system and its description. So what is the logical system? It will be available in my SM59. This is my connection. So if you see ABAP connections, these all are my connections. So to which system it is connected? Suppose if I say I am on 800 EH7. Okay. So it's like to different client. I am just connecting it from 800 client EH7 to 810 client. So we can use this as my two systems because my data is client dependent, right? So whatever data it will go and store and in my tables are client dependent. So for example purpose, you can just play around with one client to another client. This is possible. See, so this is my SM59. So it will say bus, this is my IP, this is SM59 connection systems. So log on and security, this is also fine. So this is an SM15 connection. So this is how it looks. Okay, then let's go back to my IDOC where it is. Okay, so it says here the direction, it's outbound. Okay, so if you come inside status, we have covered this. Then types of records, then it will have control, data and status. Data record is like, okay, what all my data is available in the system. Okay, so this is my basic type. I think it should be another T code, WE21. Let me see. Okay, it's ports. This is for ports. I just showed one port now, this port. And for partner, for inbound, it will be like WE20. I'll list down all those transactions. Okay, it's a big set. So inbound, if it is say, see for logical system, if we go the receiver section, suppose now it's ZAP it is, right? So it will, so this is the control where we'll put if my IDOC comes, okay, for this message types, what should I handle? So if my inbound parameter is this one, so there is something called partner configuration. Okay, these are all part of configurations. Okay, so for this message, what should I do? Here nothing is there actually. Outbound parameters. Okay, let me see any other message. So there is something called partner function. It will be there. Okay, that partner function we can say we can configure some function module. Then based on that you can just pick it out. So you have a place where you can link my uh, what is this? Sorry, this basic type and segment. This segment will have all my data structure. This at the end it is a structure. So it says see this structure has segment 0 to, and these are my fields. So these are grouping. See, all my these are like selected segments. So multiple this will come from this mapping and all, which field should have what mapping. This will be done by PO. Suppose material number in my SAP system or my SAP field might be some other field like article number. Suppose it is coming from any other fashion websites, like apparel websites. In their materials are not there. They'll say it is the articles. So my article number is my material number. That particular mapping, transformations, field conversions, all are done on my PO level. Okay, so after I get this, I'll see what the status records. So it will say what are my statuses, like what we saw here, where it started. So it started with 03, then 30, then 1 and 42. So this will be my statuses. Current status is 3. So it will start from bottom to top. If I just expand it, see IDOC was created by test transaction. IDOC generated. IDOC ready for dispatch. IDOC data passed to port. So what are our status? The history of status I can say status records. So it started from 42. Then if we double click, what is the status? So what time it was? Time of log entry, STS details, like system details and transaction details. Okay. So this is created by user D1 from which transaction W19. W19 is my test transaction. WE19. It is like I can test my IDOCs both inbound and outbound. WE19 test IDOCs. Okay. So based on my existing IDOC, I can do basic. These are my different types we have. See, this file as template is for my EDA. Okay. If I put my existing IDOC, this IDOC number I can give. Okay. I'll go back. This is my. Okay, let me just go back to my W19. I'll just give this. Okay. Here we can see the same browsing. So what is my inbound function model? This outbound that will. So these three options will not be applicable. Standard inbound function module, and inbound file. This will not be applicable. Okay, if I see the same data, whatever it is there, will be visible here. So if you want to test it, you want to debug something, you can just select this, start outbound processing. Okay, number of IDOCs, how many you want to trigger, you just keep it, it will trigger. So I'm just re-triggering my IDOC, that's it, for testing purpose. So this should have another entry now. What happened? 3997. So it is failed, but anyways, we'll see why. Is that my Cosmos customer master? So I've created 197. See, this is a test one. So what I did is same, I just repeated, so the same data will be there, whatever it has. So this is how you can test for outbound. Okay, same status, started with IDOC created. So this is for my outbound. Let me see about any inbound IDOCs. Okay, this section inbound, I'll just see mat mass. So all are failed. Okay, let me take any successful. Failed. Okay, this one is successful. Okay, so same, the structure of my IDOC will be the same. Control record, data and status record. Data record, if you see, this is a segment, this is the data. Status, it is only one because it's inbound. Original of an IDOC which was edited, so it's not like this is the timestamp. So it here you can say direction is inbound. So anywhere you can identify this, whether it's 2 or 3. So these are the status, only 2. 1 for inbound and 2 for outbound. So these are the two directions it's available. So if I want to test the same, so now what I can do is I can go to my W19. Okay, then copy. Existing IDOC. This one I can start if any function module is there. So this one you can get it from a partner functions. So I just said WE20. That is a transaction we came here. Here this is my configurations of my partners. So sometimes what will happen is we should have a suppose if it want to handle it, and it's like after my IDOC comes into my system, what should happen? That is handled through a function module. Just I'll try to find any function module. So if I give that function module name here, okay, so IDOC input center, okay, this is my function module. If I call in debug mode, we can debug the logic saying, okay, what happened? So this is my debug input cost center. You can just start debugging the IDOCs. Similarly for outbound, if you know from which code it is getting triggered, you can just start debugging. This is for how I debug my IDOCs. So this is it. So okay, this is another new IDOC created, 2521790. Let me see. Okay, this is my new IDOC. Where it is? System. So anything on IDOC, where we start is W02. That is the transaction we start. And if you want to test W19, all other transactions like um, what is a message types, all this, we can just see how we can catch hold of these transactions. See, W32, this is view name, W30, let me see, SC16, TSTC, W star, 100 transactions, IDOC list display, W19, verification, see, W31, development of IDOC segment. So W31 is my transaction. Sorry, not SC31. W31. Segment type. So these segment types are nothing but in my IDOC. I'll just show where it was. See, sorry, wrong click. These are my segments. In my data, let me open one IDOC. In data records, you'll feel this segment. These are my segments. So I will try E1. This I'll try to copy. Port E1 CS KSM. E1 CS KSM. So these are my segment definitions. These are different segments available. You can double click, it will navigate the segment type. See, double click, it will navigate what all are fields available. Okay. So see this is segment definition. So this part of this segment definition is added in my segment type. So this is how you can navigate. So how to link this to my, suppose this segment type will be linked to my main IDOC type. What is that? Cost mask 01. So I'll try to find out the transaction which is holding that configuration. Process codes, segment IDOC type. Mapping of IDOC types W35. Let me see what is this transaction 35. So this is a mapping between my external IDOC type and my message type. Okay. So mapping of IDOC types it is. So these configurations it will be already existing in the system. So if you want to just understand, I'm just going through mapping FE36 and W36. Okay, see the segment type and external segment name here we see. Even these all we can see the configurations. But where it is mapped to my IDOC type is what I'm just trying to find out. Just give me some time. IDOC administration, fine, partner types, documentation of IDOC types. Okay, IDOC types is W73. W60, let me see. W60. This is documentation actually. So if I come to my basic tab, here you can see all my attachments. Basic type. So this is my documentation actually. This will also not help. Mat, mass, star. Let me see. I see mat mass. I have these many material master types. That's okay. Let me try to find out that. Okay, that's okay, no problem. So this is where you start. W02 is my monitoring and W19 is my testing. Later you can just be comfortable with all my. This is a very big set of transactions available. So segment type we have seen existing 19 partner profiles. Okay, I'll write one more transaction. Basic one is W20 partner profiles 49 W20 partner profiles. Okay, now we'll see a transaction proxy servers. Yes, proxy. Okay, now this S proxy is nothing but it will have a predefined structure. You don't want to follow my IDOC path, so you will need to just let me show that. So if you don't want to follow this IDOC path and you want to separately uh, collect the data from a PO channel, so you can use this proxies. So the structures are again defined by PO only. You will consume that service. Okay, let me show that. I think it is taking some time. So to consume our data, my third party system has maybe 3 or 4 different ways. One is my oldest technology is my proxy, that is through PO. It's like multi-directional. So all my communication channels are multi-directional. Then say this is all through my PO channel. If they want to communicate or uh, hit the system with my through web, okay, we have something called web services. And latest technology it is taken up over by OData. Okay, so the OData is a normal protocol. It starts with what happened? No error, no connection. Okay, no connection is there, not established. So what should I do? Okay, so for inbound and outbound it is like service provider here. So this service it can be consumed. For outbound it's like from SAP it's same, the direction is same. If it is going out of SAP it is outbound, if it is coming into SAP it is inbound. Okay, so same. I'll just see service interfaces. I'll just show this is how it looks. So inbound is like the properties. External view means for the outer system how it will look. Internal view for this how in SAP system how it is. Objects, see these are the linked objects here. WSDL means that web service it is. So let me just show. So this is how it will look, the XML format. For so if a web person should consume it, these are the tags available for it. So it's like see they'll tell this as a metadata, means the raw structure of data how it look. This is a sample for them. So how we have a structure in my SAP system, for web also there are some structures. Okay, so those structures what they will happen is they should understand the structures, then only they can write the code properly. Otherwise it will be difficult for them, either in HTML or UI5. Okay, whatever coding they want to follow they can follow. So for them this is my docstat format. So you see this is how it looks. This is my how it looks in a web. You can just export this file and give it to my web developer so that he'll consume my data. So this external view, let me open that. Okay, this external you see, these are my structures. Okay, my scheme ID, this is structure. Okay, XML schema element, but for us it's a structure. Let me try to find out any custom ones are available. ECC demo, no custom ones are available. So if you have any custom one, it is easy for you to understand actually. So we'll see if no, nothing is there. Data types, message types. Okay, basically it's no connection to user. That's the reason you're not able to see it. So see how it is like same. Any code which flows, I mean any data which flows should go through some code. Okay, on my IDOC level that is my partner function, but here in my properties you can just when you create it for the first time, it will create some class interface. It's a provider class. This will get created. Okay, because I don't have a structure to show, that is the reason it's getting difficult. So this is part of my S proxy only, initial generation. At that time, it will ask for what is my naming convention, prefix, suffix, everything it will ask. So in that prefix, you can give, okay, see here. This is my prefix, okay. Then it's a proxy name actually, not for my class. It will ask a prefix for my class also. So at that time, the CL underscore, if you give it, or CL underscore FS, whatever you give it, the rest of the name will be picked from my service. Okay, so once that class is created, you can start implementing the code. It is a normal SE24 class. You can navigate it here, or you can pick it from my inbound configuration. So for the first time, it will be like you have to create it. Then only you will be able to use it. Okay, so how we can test test proxy is just execute it. Okay, then in input, what kind of input you want to give, it will select here, execute. So most of the interface like bank files, all those, na, they will try to use this only, because banks always, the communication with banks will not be through web, because web has some security issues. So they'll always go through banks. So in this format, this is a consuming or a sending format. So for us, if it is inbound, okay, we can ask the data in this format. They'll give the data and you can just copy paste it here. If you click this button, this will show my tags. Okay, if I click this button, if you go in my text format, you can just copy paste it here and then just execute it. Okay, if there are issues with my any data format, it will not go and hit my initial class. In my proxy level itself, it will stop saying, see, this particular field has an issue. Pretty printer, it's okay. You can just export this test file. This is how you test it. For the transaction, I'm not sure what it is. It should be this one only, S proxy. We'll see if it is having any separate. No, same transaction it is coming under. So this is how you create or change a proxy, and you can test it from here. If you just click execute, it will just keep on executing and it will show. If any output is there, it will not come here actually. It will trigger your backend code. So it is all in background process actually. Nothing will be proxies, nothing will be on foreground. Everything will be on the background only. So anything you want to debug, it will come here. You need to come here, put in my load. So this is my request to my SAP system. Then you can start debugging the code. See, so many codes have been triggered. So anything you can just put it and you can start debugging. Okay, so to document this something, it does not exist. That's what it's giving an error. So this response will again go back to my proxy. So if you want to give some messages, you can give, otherwise it is fine. So that's again part of my design. Request and response. This response will go back to my whoever is requested, and based on these messages, they will show it there. So this is how my proxy works. Okay, this is a brief overview. I have not gone into any in-depth detail. Okay, so for maybe weekends practice, na, you can just mix up scenarios. Whatever you did on my SE38, just try to write reports on my oops concepts. Either
Raj,
yes.
you mentioned one transaction AL11. Can you elaborate the
No, A11 is
transactions?
nothing, but I'm not sure whether I have access here. That will place files on my application server. So this is my directory. Okay, in my directory randomly. So this is just to place files on my. I will not have access. That's a problem.
In this file path, if I want a
Uh,
delivery output
See,
IDOC
this
to
directory
be
path name you will be having, and this is the actual system directory. So from this one, they'll give logical system directory path. So from there, suppose some standard paths will be there. System on my system name. If I say CCMS, okay, this is demo. So these are the direct file names. If I click it, if it is a text file, it will open here. The file name it will not open because it's not a text file. Okay. Now if you just double, that is how you just navigate, keep on navigating. Whether it is usable or not, this checkbox will tell you. These are all DLL files. See, they're system files. If any text file is there, you can open it here. So these are my ALV operations. You can just see what is the attributes of any file. So what is the directory, what is the name, when it was created, one is modified. Contents, it is purely depending on my text file. So most of the files you will not be able to see here. Let me try to pick any txt file is there. Transport dot dat dot key. No txt files. So there are another couple of transactions where you can upload and download from this A11. Maybe I'll take 51 CG3Y CG3Z. This is for uploading and downloading files. So I'll try to upload and download and we'll see. Okay. So first I'll upload. I'll have some text file in my desktop. Text file, testing purpose, testing file. I'll just give my some. That's it. Okay. This is .txt. First I'll upload it. SOCG3Z, I guess. Upload file parameter. This is CG3Z target file. Okay. So this is on my front end what it is. So front end you can just go for F4 help, desktop. I just created all files. It will give all files. Maybe debug. Okay. This I'll select. Open. And this is on my target file. What path you want to give. Okay. So suppose I want to give like maybe which one oh this one direct trans I'll give. Okay, so this one I'll just give what is happening, data user EHS data substance. Let me see if that accepts. /EHP7. For this we don't have F4L, that's a problem. SAP MNT /TRANS. Let me see if it accepts. So if you give override, yeah, it will, if it is existing, it will just again put it. This is CG3Z, okay. The second one, I think I have put it wrong. It should be downloading and reverse. Downloading and uploading. Okay, so it asks for access. Cannot open. Okay, no open access. Write access is not there. So we'll have to find a path where we'll have access. Let me try to find it. exe. Users. So on program level, this is my logical file path. So instead of using all this file, you can just use this dir underscore home, whatever it is, you can just directly use it. Dot dat, I think this is usable. Let me try putting it here. This is my path. Let me go back again. Sorry. /OCG3Z. slash text debug path and file name. File already exists. Okay, so it is uploaded. Okay, so let me see this path. This is my path. I'll just note it down so that I can navigate. Okay, EHS is global, so this is my one. I'll just close this. If I refresh, okay, last change is 9.7, so something has changed actually. I just refreshed it. Let me wait for that to happen. Then we'll see for my file as uploaded or not. Okay, last change it shows 9.7. So if I just put it on my, okay, sorry, date will be descending. See, debug.txt. So this is how it got uploaded. See, this is my content. So this is my path. So if you want to download it, you can go to my other transaction cg3y. So you'll have to give the same path. Okay, let me just copy that. So this path, so directories, you can just copy it, this one. That is how we can prepare my path. See the first part, then slash my debug.txt. This is my file. Okay, now if I go to the transaction slash and cg3y, I'll have to give that path. And on my front end, what is the path? So in front end, I'll just say all files. Debug, it is already existing. So what I will do is maybe debug. I'll change the name debug from A11. Okay, I'll just put this. So it will say this is my path on the front end. I'll export. It will ask for access. Done. Let me go down. If I see the debug from my A11, it has come up. Notepad. Yeah, this is my file from my application server. So this is how you upload and download to my application server. Well, this is it, right? Anything you wanted to know additionally on my file handling? I think that should be fine then. Okay then. So same. I'll just tell you what I was about to say. Let's see, 38. So you can practice what all we tried in these classes, and you can come back to me over the weekend. From Monday we'll start on WebDinPro part. So WebDinPro is completely a UI framework which is built on top of my OOABAP. So we'll see all those concepts. So you can refer to this report, GMM STK value report. This we have written in my OOPS concept, my local classes, not my global classes. So there will be some requirement saying uh, in my SE38 you will have to write in OOPS methodology. So this is how we can write it. So I put my all my classes here. This is my local class, definition, implementation. My two methods are there. One static attribute. I have selected some data and put it on my ALV. ALV is again OOPS. So this is for my ALV output and this is for my toolbar. So if you see on my main program startup selection, this is my local instance class. Sorry, static class. So static methods I have put. If it is you are putting it as instance, you can just create object, then get data and display data on my OOPS level. So try to practice all the scenarios we discussed till now, and we'll start our interview process from the next week actually. So because in my most of my interviews they will ask only these basic ABAP, OOABAP, price of objects and my OOPS. WebDinPro, a pretty lesser one, will have So prepare your resume over the weekend and you can discuss with me if you have any clarifications on that. By Monday, please make sure your resumes are ready. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.